Public universities are struggling to honor obligations such as payroll taxes, retirement benefits and insurance premiums for staff, with total pending bills shooting to over 56 billion shillings.
That government-sponsored students.
Speaking to K24 TV, the vice-chancellor of the University of Nairobi reveals that the situation is more than dire.
We had accumulated quite a bit of KRA debts and pension, particularly those. And I think the last count was just about 12 billion or thereabout, yeah. These debts that we accumulated, something need to be done, because we can just be talking here, and by the time I go to check the books, the amount has risen to this amount, so it will just be mere talk. You find to come tomorrow and I'm not here, I've closed shop. University of Nairobi budget is just about 16 billion Kenya shillings. Out of that, we get a support from government of about 5.5 billion Kenya shillings, which is just about 30%.
To remedy the situation, the University of Nairobi has had to close over 20 satellite centers and rationalize staff.
We had about slightly over 560 programs, and we reduced them to about 325, all of them, and the majority of these are masters and PhD. Even the previous CBA, I think it was almost about 7.8 billion, but with the pension about 10 billion. That was not increased. Yeah? So you find that the overall university budget is just plus or minus 40 billion. You have staff, salaries have been increased, commitments have been made in signing, but then no money provided to pay them forward, only to get them to class when they have threatened to go on strike. Then two, we decided we are going to freeze hiring of new staff.
Between 2002 and 2015, universities rapidly expanded as more students qualified for admission. However, from 2016, following strict examination rules, the number of students available for self-sponsored or Module 2 programs shrank, hitting the institution's finances.
Often, we get students in our flagship programs like medicine, engineering, architecture, FET, dentistry, etc. But it is those who have chosen not to go where they were placed. You get it? So, but what that does mean now, if they refuse to go where they were placed to come to University of Nairobi, the number of students in those universities also declines. Yet the government also decided in around the same time to finance universities using differentiated unit cost based on the number of students you admit. So if your student moves to other university, what do you expect now? You expect to get less money, isn't it? So that has been a big issue. You know, government places students through the Kenya University and Colleges Placement Service to come and do dentistry, to come and do medicine, to come and do engineering. The Kenya University Funding Board pays the universities for educating them. The fees is known to do dentistry. The fees to do medicine is known. Like you find like a dentistry or something like 720,000. But the government says after they have praised the students, we had a bad year, so we are going to pay you 50% of the fees.
He also revealed that the C+ criteria of students' intake should be reviewed, since the entry of students to university has been on the decline.
We have enough spaces in the public universities. As I said, we have capacity of 200,000 plus.
So do you support?
But those who pass are less than 200,000. We believe obviously that there's something that NEC need to do to ensure that now all those people who go to school, they went 8 years in primary schools and now 4 years in secondary school. For those 12 years, that we cannot be having all of them fail, because it means that the students had a challenge, or the curriculum is a challenge, or the teachers had a challenge.
Meanwhile, the tuition fee has remained unchanged since 1989 at 16,000 shillings per year, a situation that Professor Kiama says should have been reviewed yearly.
HELB has a facility of determining who need help and who does not need help, when they say who to get bursary and who does not need to get bursary. So what we are thinking therefore is it possible that when a student is admitted, applies for help, and this based on the program you have applied for, based on your qualification merit, based on your household income, where you're coming from, then your support is based on that, not to say everybody must get 100% support. Okay? So that this one gets 100% support, this other one gets 20% support or 50% support. Their own student get today is what they were getting in 1990, the same amount. In this era, I think as a country we must be ready to keep moving.
And in regard to placing all government-sponsored students to public universities,
there is need to ensure that they are nurtured and they are given the first priority in admissions. Yes, that is the position. Until we get an appropriate framework for the condition of grants, then we will be able to take to private universities as well.
Defending privatization of universities, the VC says the idea was to ensure universities are less dependent on the government by being more entrepreneurial.
When you take, like, for example, University of Nairobi. University of Nairobi budget is just about 16 billion Kenya shillings. Out of that, we get a support from government of about 5.5 billion Kenya shillings, which is just about 30%. Yeah? There has been a discussion for a long time that the universities need to progressively work to exit the government support. Okay? So, it is not something he is saying out of the air like that. There has been an issue. What can the universities do to contribute to their budget? It is not that the government will release them, because the land we sit on now belong to government, isn't it? The stakeholders, who are the vice-chancellors, they are very clear that something must be done. Money to be provided from elsewhere, or money to be provided by students.
Confidently closing remarks, Professor Kiama says within 3 years, varsity problems can be resolved with the right strategies. This as the country patiently awaits the Presidential Working Party report on higher education reforms come end month. Harriet Chimea, K24.